we spent around $3,000 in ads and we generated over $19,000 in revenue.
We had promoted this thing for maybe like a week or so
Yeah.
organically, and we only had like, maybe 60 at
Mm-hmm.
that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pulling my hair out. I started seeing them coming in, and I'm like, okay, this is working. And I think by the first day, I think we were somewhere around maybe 300, but then we ran it for like a few extra days and got
Yeah.
another 100. It was one of those moments where you go, why haven't I done this whole time?
So cool. I'm here with Chiagozie, one of my clients, and we spent around $3,000 in ads and we generated over $19,000 in revenue. So, just for the context, when we started working together, like how much we spent on ads and how much you generated, just if you give us overview.
Yeah, so basically we were running a summit. So
Hmm.
the kind of backstory was that we had been doing primarily organic promotions, trying
Hmm.
to get people enrolled into our summit that was ultimately going to lead them into an in-person event that we were hosting.
Hmm.
Now, we basically run our business primarily on organic stuff. Like I have a few Facebook groups, and that had been how we would drive our leads,
Right.
engagement and all of that. But
Hmm.
then this particular week, I
Yeah.
was going on vacation and I didn't want to be tied to my DMs. I didn't want to be texting people while on the beach. I'm like, no, the event is important and whatnot, but
Yeah,
I want to
basically
have
you
a
were
vacation.
traveling to Florida.
Right. Exactly. So that was when I found you and I said, you know what? Ads haven't really been my thing, but they say you're good, so let's do something. And so of course the first question then became, okay, how much are we willing to actually spend on this thing?
Yeah.
And I told Tech, one ticket to our thing is gonna be, is about 5K at the time. And I said, we can spend, as much as we need to. Now, in my head, I'm thinking if all I get is one client and I break even, I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, for sure, we should get at least one client, right?
Right.
And so we started, and I noticed that as you turn the ads on,
Yeah.
we began to get leads. Now, for
Right.
context, we had promoted this thing for maybe like a week or so
Yeah.
organically, and we only had like, maybe 60 at
Mm-hmm.
that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was pulling my hair out. And so when you started running the ads,
Yeah.
I I started seeing them coming in, and I'm like, okay, this is working. This is and
Yeah.
I think is I didn't just want it to work. I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that it was actually like my people, if you may,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
But and then I was looking at the leads, and I could tell from the names of the people, like I looked them up and things, and I could see that they were actually people that I wanted to have in my audience. So
Right.
it wasn't just the number of leads that was important to me, but
Yeah.
the quality of the lead, should I say.
100%. So just for the broad overview of if
Mhm.
someone is watching, like what does your business do? Like what are you selling and who is your target audience basically?
Yeah, so I'm a physician and I help doctors learn to buy businesses. The
Mm-hmm.
goal being that they learn how to generate their own income outside of medicine and they
Right.
can practice medicine on their own terms. So our primary audience are physicians. They're busy doctors. Some of them are W-2 and some of
Yeah.
them, are already entrepreneurs.
Right.
But it's primarily doctors and maybe other professionals kind of on the sidelines. But yes.
Yeah, I've seen your work. You have got crazy results. So that's very good. So okay, so before we work together, like what are like the problems that you are facing, or like what are the bottleneck? Like what was your problems before
Yeah.
that to scaling with ads or whatever it is?
So prior to working together, I had tried ads before, but it was one of those things where it's like it just felt like I was just throwing away money, honestly. And like
Okay.
I did it a few times, and I'll tell people like, I've done ads every now and then, but I never got the satisfaction that
Uh-huh.
it was for me. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like I was necessarily special, like, oh, ads can't work for me. It was more of like clearly what I'm doing is not working. I'll come back to it later. And later kept pushing and later kept pushing.
Yeah.
But it's when it basically came down to crunch time that I was like, I need to get this thing to work, but I also need a vacation. And I
Yeah.
tried a vacation over DMs, and that
Yeah.
was when I decided to find you.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Got it. So can you just walk us like exactly like through like how did it happen? Like we spent $3,000, made a 19,000,
Yeah.
like when you saw those number, how did you feel? Like how did this going? Like how is it going?
Um,
Like, I
Now
mean,
I
through the
also
ads numbers as well that were coming on, let's say the leads that we got, like, I think we got around 300, 400 registrations around
yeah.
that. So you're
Yeah, I
getting
think
cost.
right
Hmm.
before so it was a 3 day event, and I think by the first day I think we were somewhere around maybe 300, but then we ran it for like a few extra days and got
Yeah.
another 100.
Yeah.
Um it was one of those moments where you go, why haven't I done this whole time?
Yeah.
Because I had meant to grow my email list for the longest time.
Right.
And so I like that whole thing. I think what it really did for me was it unlocked the mental part that says
Right.
ads can now
Yeah.
work,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
also one more thing was you didn't had a lot huge following or something. So we
Yeah.
literally converted the ads from like small following that you had. So from the credibility trust factor
Yeah.
perspective as well, those kind of leads that you got were great.
Yeah. So yeah, because I mean, one thing that I've known over the years has been my list has not been the biggest list, but it's a
Yeah.
pretty engaged list. Our open rates are
Right.
significant.
Yeah.
Thank God. And our community is pretty responsive. So I had been comfortable,
Right.
right, in
Right.
my smaller list, right?
Okay.
I've
Yeah, I
always
got
felt this extra nudging, like, child, like you've done this long enough. Like go out there, get
you.
yourself
Yeah.
out. I've always been like, whatever. Organic is working, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so just seeing 400 extra people join my email list in a matter of a week,
Yeah.
whereas in the last 4 years, my email list has been around 2,400. Let's put it in
Yeah.
perspective. I
Yeah.
basically got like a good 20% of my email list in 1 week,
Right.
4
Right.
years of work. So it
Yeah.
was it was very like mind freeing and mind opening to see what was possible and basically helped me realize. I mean, you can't go back and rewind time, but you kind
Yeah.
of wonder like, why didn't I do this all this time? Why didn't I do this all this time?
Yeah, and do you want to walk through the process? Like you remember when you shoot me a DM, like I think in the morning and
Like
in the
6
evening,
a.m.
yeah, 6 a.m. and then then in the evening 4 p.m. or something, we
Yeah.
got on a call. So do you
So
want to walk through that process real quick, like how we launched the ads, how quickly
yeah,
we
that was
launched it?
actually pretty sweet. So, okay, so I think, okay, so we were going to Tampa, we were
Yeah,
going to Clearwater,
yeah,
and I had seen the post that I think Alyssa put of you like maybe like a week or so before.
yeah,
And somehow it occurred to me like, oh wait, they're in Tampa, they're in the Tampa area. Reach out and say hello.
yeah.
But things happen and I didn't quite think about it. But then I saw she had posted that, oh, that you were great with ads. And I've
Uh-huh.
known Alyssa for a long time. I mean, we've been in 100X for, since it began. So I'm like,
Yeah,
well, she wouldn't just post this for no reason.
yeah,
And so Sunday morning, again, I had just woken up and I
yeah,
was thinking about my week. And then
yeah,
I think I saw you posted that you were going to be with Hiram Golden or something the day
yeah,
next or
yeah,
something like that. And I was like, okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
If this guy is coming up on your feed a couple of times, just reach out and see what can happen. So I
Okay.
reached out and
Yeah.
then, we talked about the ads and you sent me your link or whatever and we signed up. And by that night,
Yeah.
it was literally on a Sunday, you
Yeah.
sent me the script
Yeah.
for the PSL.
Yeah.
And when you did that, I was like, okay, somebody that works this quickly, I can
Yeah.
work with because I was on the clock and I needed somebody that was also on the clock too. So when you
Yeah.
sent it to me that same night, I think I got it at like 9 p.m. My
Yeah.
brother and I went downstairs in the hotel. We found a nice
Yeah.
background or whatever. I had my camera and she was
Yeah.
like, she was my recording buddy. And we
Yeah.
recorded, a bunch of those videos, did a few iterations, and then I
Yeah.
sent them back to you. And I
Yeah.
think we were live with our first ads by Monday morning, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So basically, yeah, we signed up like around 4:30 or something,
yeah,
and by 9:30, within 4
yep,
hours, I remember I sending you the script and all that stuff, like all we ad video scripts, and then the best thing that I like about you was like you literally recorded then within an hour or two and give me the edited version as well. I was like, what? Really? Like it was 10, 10 or 11, something about something like that. And you did a great job with that. And that ad that you did while walking in the hotel lobby or somewhere, that
yeah.
performed really good because that
Yes.
was again was really good with grabbing hook and all that stuff. So yeah, that was pretty good. Like I love that. I love
No,
that
it was. I mean,
kind of.
when I saw when I saw how, yeah, actually, you were right. Like, because I did sign up at around 4 p.m. So you
Yeah.
got those things back to me like in less than 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yes, I could definitely work with him on this.
No, you did a great job with it, and honestly, that was awesome. So, okay, so what was like different in, let's say, my approach or our approach compared to what you have tried before, and with the ads or with organic and everything?
I mean, I have worked with an ad agency before, but I felt that with working with you, just the responsiveness was great.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I could, text you when I was working, when I was working, which as you can see is not normal hours. I mean, Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not proposing that anybody text you at 6 a.m. and expect a response. But what I'm
No,
just saying is
but
that
I
for the
remember you've
most
been
part,
texting me like we have been texting each other at 12 a.m. in the
like
midnight
midnight.
one. That was good. That was good. No,
Because I
I
mean,
love.
like I'm a mom, right? I have 3 kids. My husband is obviously here. I have my mother-in-law with me. Like we
Yeah.
do things at a time that like most people are not awake and alert.
Yeah.
Um, and so I mean, and honestly, even if he had gotten back to me in the morning, I wouldn't have minded, honestly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I know myself that I work, odd hours.
Yeah.
But the fact just that, ability to communicate and really understand what's happening. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could see what was happening in the ads manager. I could see like you were and I actually noticed that you were very much involved in not just the ads but the actual outcome. So when we ended up
Mm-hmm.
having those glitches
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
the tech side of things,
Right. Right.
during the actual event, like I could see that you were concerned enough
Yeah.
to like care. Like it wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, you got the leads, all right, whatever, right? Like you were
No, I
actually,
basically wanted the to have the back end
yeah.
results because that
And
was
honestly,
that is what matters.
I really feel that that without those glitches, that thing could have been significantly even better. But
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever, we keep going, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I actually like I got a sense that you actually cared about the outcome, and I think that's definitely a plus.
Good, good. So, like, how did you like? How did we like fast? We start seeing results. Like, let's say when we run ads, and like, when did you first realize, like, okay, this is actually working?
I'm pretty sure. I think what I feel like. Oh, the first few days, if you remember, the first
Yeah,
few days,
yeah,
for some reason, they were hitting the landing page, but they
yeah,
weren't really converting.
yeah. And
Then
the
we
opt-in
tweaked
page,
it,
the copy messaging were wrong.
optimized. Yes, we
Yeah.
optimized and I think it was because somehow we had a page that was generalized
Yeah, yeah. No,
as
because
against the one
I
that was
remember
open.
like when we had a conversation, we had a messaging completely towards the dentists and physicians
Yeah,
and all that
dentist
stuff.
physicians, everything.
And then your team or someone changed the
Yeah,
copy to
I
the
yeah, I
generic.
think the landing page was a general because previously we had opened up our messaging, but then I was like,
Right,
yeah, no, let's put it back. But we hadn't
right.
changed the landing page back to, but then you actually caught that,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because I
once
was
we
like,
changed,
what's going wrong? Like we've been running
yeah,
ads and something is going wrong. And then I saw the page and I was like, okay, now we are sending like the messaging is
people
completely general. And then I told you about it and we changed the
we
messaging
fixed it, and then
to a
it was like,
specific and
yeah,
like we start seeing the results within
yeah,
like within a day or two. And then it's just started like so I remember we start turning on the ads from $50 per day budget, and
yeah,
then within 7 to 10 days we literally scaled it to $1,000 per day. So
yeah,
that was one of the biggest win, I will say. Like again, not just win from the ads perspective but on the back end as well, we got
back
really
then,
good
yep,
leads coming in and basically going from there.
yeah.
So okay, so what was our cost per like customer and how much they paid in the back
Um,
end?
yeah. So basically, it came into somewhere. I think our lowest at the time. I think it got down to 10 at some point, $10
Yeah,
a lead.
yeah,
We
yeah,
were
it was
somewhere
around.
around 14 for a few days, and then it
Yeah.
came down to 10.
So I saw the overall general was around $10. Like again, we
Yeah.
got it as $7 to $12. That was an average, but we got it around $10, which is massive scaling within 7 days. And we got around 300 plus leads, and we spent around $2,900, like $3,000
$2,900.
in
Yep.
total. Yeah,
Yeah.
$3,000 in total. So like again, for people who don't know, like what exactly you've been promoting, like what kind of funnel we are promoting, and what kind
Mhm.
of, like, again, the funnel, like what is the funnel look like,
Yeah.
just from.
So the overall funnel was that basically it was ads to a free 3 day event, and then at the
Mhm.
3 day event they'll be pitched into a
Also,
in-person
also we
event.
need to mention one of the things as well, that we added that VIP, and that gave us
Yes.
good bump
Yes.
as well.
That was good actually. That was
Yeah,
really good. That
yeah.
was
So
good
basically, you were
because as
doing
you
a
can see, it was my
yeah,
first real time kind of putting all that money into ads like that. So being able to get back some of it was
yeah, yeah.
definitely good.
Makes sense. So, what was your biggest like aha moment, like while entire during this entire process?
And like I said, it's like, why didn't I do this before? Like, why did I wait this long? Like, imagine all the time that I mean, I can't rewind time. I don't spend time in regret. But
Yeah,
like I said, the biggest thing it did for me was it unlocked the possibility that I could run ads.
right, right.
And
Makes
I
sense.
feel like that in itself was my like you can talk about, ROAS and all of that. For
Yeah,
me, it was a more intangible win,
right.
actually, just the
Yeah,
possibility that ads could work for me.
got
And
it.
here is why. Because I work with a very select group of people. It is
Yeah,
physicians,
physician. Yeah,
who want to do real estate and buy businesses. Like
that's
that's
that's a very
not all
specific niche.
physicians.
Yeah,
It's a very
yeah.
specific thing,
Yeah, and
right?
that's why the
So
leads that we're getting as well. Again, $20 per lead, but that lead was really qualified for
yeah,
like literally like very specific niche and entire stuff. So it was pretty good. So
yeah.
now, as you have, that this, like you have been like proven this works. Like, what's your plan from scaling from here? Like, where do you see your business going?
Okay. So I was given a Facebook group a little while ago, and I had been sort of thinking about ways to promote it, to grow it, to get, to expand things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now that I have tasted ads, it's
Yeah.
like I don't need to, I mean, I will still obviously, have an organic portion of my of
Right.
what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but as I just kind of like envision things, I'm like, okay, now I can actually create offers for that group. I
Yeah.
can grow the group through ads, but also
Mm-hmm.
like self-liquidate the ads in the
Right.
process, eventually
Right.
just build that community without
Mm-hmm.
having to like do internal, gymnastics.
Right.
Yeah, it's it's been really good.
Makes sense. So, like, let's say if someone is watching this and is in a similar position to where you were, so maybe struggling with like unprofitable ads or inconsistent revenue, what would you tell them? Like,
Oh, I'll say, give it a try.
give it a try with the ads.
Give it a try, and not just give it a try, but like give it a good try. Like I think one of the real things that happened there was that in my mind, I came up with a number that I was okay spending in that 1 week,
Right.
right? And so
Right.
I think that gave you some freedom too to be able to kind of just
100%.
pour it in. And
Yeah.
because we did that, we were able to get data that was actually useful.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you kind of like just think about the ROI, ask yourself like if I have a high ticket offer that
Yeah.
if I got one client will be, let's
Yeah.
just say $6,000,
Right.
well, maybe spend 6,000, maybe spend
Yeah.
three,
Yeah. Yeah.
see what
That makes
happens.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how long do you think, like, let's say if someone will do the same thing, like follow the same framework, what do you think, like, someone to get some similar results, kind of like
Similar
that? Like,
results. I mean, uh, I don't. So okay. So the background in my case is that I've been doing organic and videos
yeah.
since I began, right?
Yeah.
So being comfortable on video, I've been comfortable on video for, I mean, since 2019.
Right.
And so for me, when you sent me that script, I never really used scripts,
Yeah.
but I was able to sort of like force myself into reading the script and still act like I wasn't reading a script. So
Yeah.
I give that caveat. But from a how quickly will it work? I'm sure results vary,
Yeah.
right? But I'll say if you're gonna do it, at least work with somebody who knows the ad technical side,
Yeah.
so that you can at least skip the mistakes of just throwing money. That way, if the ad is not working, you know that it's not your ad expertise because you're
Yeah.
working with an expert.
Yeah. And
That
also the funnel. funnel part as well, because if
Yeah.
you know like okay you have the proper funnel system, then it's gonna work for sure. So what would you say to someone who is like skeptical of spending like okay turning like $3,000 into $19,000 this quickly? What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
Now, I never try to paint a pie in the sky picture for
Yeah,
anybody, even with my
yeah,
investing stuff. I'm like, you can lose money. You can lose
yeah,
on 18,000. Like you can actually lose money. If
yeah.
you're not okay with losing money, then don't even be in business, right? So so
Yeah,
you can't paint a picture of of a guarantee because that'll get you in trouble.
right.
However, I will say, think about what you are not making by
Yeah,
not
not
investing
spending.
in the
Yeah,
ads. Like I
right,
said, I've been squeamish about ads for the long, I mean, not, I won't say for the longest time, but I've been like maybe $50 a day or like $20 a day, like really small amounts.
yeah,
But this time around that I actually like put good money into it, we were
right,
able to get a lot more out
yeah.
because we were able to actually test and see. Like the things that I thought will work didn't work. Like all those
Hmm.
like the static, ads, they didn't
Yeah,
do anything,
didn't
right?
work.
If
Yeah,
I were testing by myself, those are the
yeah.
only things I'd have put up. I wouldn't have done a video,
Yeah,
right? You
that's what
know?
made a difference.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
yeah,
just basically like think about what you're missing out of because
yeah,
you're afraid to test. And that's the biggest thing that I'll tell people.
right. So okay, if you had to pick one thing that make the biggest difference in this results, what would it be?
Um, I would say kind of trusting your expertise. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was the biggest thing
Mm-hmm.
because up to this point, my own mind would have been getting in the way and
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn ads off, turn ads on. But because you're able to like fish out, oh, okay, what's happening on the landing page? You're able to
Yeah,
kind of like turn things around.
yeah,
Um, I think that was a good thing. And and maybe the next thing was I was resolute as well that I wasn't going to go
right.
back into DMs because I was on vacation.
Yeah.
So maybe the vacation was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So, okay, one final question. Like, if someone is thinking about working together with me or with my team on funnels or paid ads, what advice you will like to give them?
I'll tell them you actually care. Like,
Okay.
I've seen different people online do things, but I feel like you actually like are in it to help people, to actually like help people get results. You certainly invest in yourself and invest in building your network and all of that. You're certainly on the giving side. So for the most part, I'll say, you deliver on what you say, which, believe it or not, is not what you see everywhere. So I'll say at least on that
I see
account.
what you mean.